everyone. This is going to be kind of video one of my SEC distance challenge. This is going to be the receiver coil on a adjustable base and the fixed plate behind it. One base of the secondary is going to the ground wire, and the other end of the load is just going to this coiled up piece of wire, which does help the impedance matching. I'll pull it off here. Kind of see it. Definitely helps. And then the distance to the ground plate. Too far. Too close. And then without the ground wire entirely. So that's a must. It does work with even the electrical ground on the building, just not as brightly. And if you use that as well, it should actually divert some of the power straight to the ground instead of to the load. So try that. Yeah. The ground in conjunction with that single wire does not help, but that wire on its own will give you some results. Just not nearly as low of a resistance as this big hunk of 8 gauge connecting to the transmitter. So, I would say the dim light you just saw was standard electromagnetic, but with Tesla's it was 90% of the current energy is delivered, and as opposed to 10% delivered compared to sending EM, forcing it through the air, versus through the ground, which is already connected. So, we'll go to the transmitter. Kept it under 60 milliamps. We've got the transmitter lights a bit brighter, a bit lower current, and this is where the ground connects to the negative on this circuit. Try to get that focused. And I'll pull that ground wire off. Big effect, losing the ground here. And then all the standard tuning applies. Tight window. And then on the receiver, I'll do the same tuning adjustment. So it's a pretty tight window, but both receivers respond identically. So I'm going to try relocating the receiver. This is obviously a super close. Doing it right next to the transmitter is the worst thing you can do. They're going to be interfering with each other. The Slayer circuit does seem to benefit with the receiver coil next to it in a certain proximity, but this one, they will interfere with each other, and you might be working on stuff, doing something, and saying, oh, this doesn't work, and just move your hand away a bit, and don't interfere with it. So you do definitely want them separate from each other, and this was just to see if it would work, and with the right balance of the ground plane next to it, it seems to be just like it was sitting here next to it. In terms of power distribution to it. So I'm going to go to the other end of the building and try just using the ground in the building. Otherwise, I'll just try some sort of 30 gauge wire, going way down. But definitely outside, this should do some interesting things with some real just earth-ground connections going deep down, way across a field or something like that. Would be the best test of it. But it's some pretty good stuff so far. See you next time.